What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Zelda Wii U video. Alright, now you just probably figured out he said Zelda Wii U video. Yes, not a theories video, but simply a Zelda Wii U video. Why? Because this one isn't really talking as far as theories about the story or the timeline placement, somewhat about Zelda Wii U. And this is more about kind of gameplay aspects that also tie into the story a little bit too. So let's get started. Now, this theory really came up suddenly because I was really working on another thing, but I was like, this theory popped up and I was like, that is an amazing idea. I never thought of that. You know, the whole thing I've been basing most of my theories on as far as timeline placement, story, and other things about the Zelda Wii U game was from the trailers. And in both of the trailers, you look at it and it shows you a vast open world. You know, it's vast, it's open, it's very raw, it's untamed. There's not a lot of civilization, it's just a lot of world, you know, which is awesome. And these are the only parts they've shown you. You know, and we've only gotten 2 trailers and that's all we've seen. And so we automatically go off the assumption that, oh, well, this is it. You know, well, not this is it, but it can only take place in a period in the timeline where this is possible. You know, so I was thinking, I was like, I never thought about it that way before. That, you know, maybe, you know, this is a part of the game. Like, the first trailer shows you what is probably a big, epic version of Hyrule Field. Because, you know, they said that there's, you know, Hyrule Castle Town is in the very far distance, you know. So this is probably Hyrule Field. Just to show you the scope of how large this game is, they made Hyrule Field this big. So, of course, there's probably some urban areas in the game. There's probably cities. You know, there's probably the Zora's Domain, which is, you know, a place where the Zoras are. There may be even the Gerudo Desert. We might even get to see a Sheikah settlement. You know, from you know, we actually get to see, you know, what looks like a fortress or maybe a walled city or town in the gameplay trailer from a couple months ago. You know, so we know that there's probably other, you know, pockets of civilization just spread out amongst a big open world. Kind of like, say, Skyrim or Red Dead Redemption. You know, and now in Red Dead Redemption, this was kind of a negative since there wasn't a lot to do in that big open world because simply, you know, you were just riding your horse. And it was beautiful, don't get me wrong, it just wasn't a lot to do. Now, in Skyrim, it was different. You know, in Skyrim, you know, if you only saw just the traveling portions of you just walking from place to place in Skyrim, you know, you would think that there's not a lot of, you know, civilization in Skyrim. It's a very raw, untamed area until you actually got the game and played the game and realized, wow, there's a lot of cities and towns and things in Skyrim. You know, that's the thing I'm getting with Zelda Wii U. You know, we haven't seen any of the urban territories yet in Zelda Wii U. We've only seen kind of like, you know, the big sprawling open areas, and it's a very good marketing technique on Nintendo's part by making by showing you this, because they really want to market this game as being this big, huge open world Zelda game. So showing you the big open world areas is awesome, but when you get the game, being surprised by the urban areas as well. You know, so I'm thinking this opens the door now. You know, this opens the door. I might actually start doing timeline placement videos again like I used to do. You know, because if for all the new subscribers, my old Zelda videos, what I would do is I had like a timeline web essentially. And I would have one video start off as I think is going to be in this spot in the timeline. And then I would kind of draw on that in the next 2 or 3 videos, and then I would move on to the next spot in the timeline. But I ran out of spots really quick because there's not a lot of places in the timeline where Hyrule would be this sparse, you know, it would be this raw. you know, it would have to take place, really realistically, it would have to take place in one of two areas. Either right after, well, not right after, but after Skyward Sword, after the Hylians returned and kind of repopulated the area, or right before the, well, technically right after the events of Phantom Hourglass, where they found New Hyrule, but before the events of Spirit Tracks. So, those were the two main places I could think of. You know, and each one of those places has its pros and cons as to why or why not they could be there. But just thinking about this, thinking about the fact that maybe Hyrule isn't simply just this raw, maybe, you know, it's actually populated, the populations are just in pockets. You know, they're just, to show off how vast the game is, Nintendo has made big urban pockets separated by big, you know, open world spaces. At least that's my, I guess, theory for right now. I mean, I thought about this and I was like, I had to make a video on this. I was like, I gotta make a video on this because this changes basically the entire way, you know, we can think about, you know, somebody else has probably come up with this. I'm probably just late, but this changes the entire way we can think about theories of Zelda Wii U, because now it doesn't have to be at the beginning of a timeline. It could be at any point in the timeline where where Hyrule isn't wrecked. You know, like putting it in the, you know, hero is defeated timeline, you know, would be bad because Hyrule wouldn't be sparse, it would be wrecked because, you know, Ganondorf won and he's trying to take over Hyrule and then there was a war. Hyrule doesn't look particularly wrecked to me. You know, it just looks spread out. So, that's about it for this one. There will be another Zelda video in the next few days, which is the original video that I was trying to do in the first place. But this one just, the theory hit me and I was like, wow, I gotta do that like now. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, watch out for my future videos. I have, that anime review is coming. I keep talking about this freaking anime review, and it is coming in a matter of days. I also have a channel update that'll be out probably tomorrow. It's a kind of a monthly thing I'm gonna start doing to kind of give you guys updates on what I'm thinking about doing with the channel month to month. So, yeah, that stuff is coming. So, like, comment, subscribe, and keep it real.